G'day, I'm Justin Porter and today's date is the 25th of January 2025 and the title of my video today is I'm a Christian Atheist. And what do I mean by Christian Atheist? Well, I am an atheist. First, let's attack that word first. I'm an atheist. Well, I don't believe in God. I believe that one day the human species will become extinct with climate change. I do believe that all of us get forgotten in 3 generations. In 3 generations, all of us will be forgotten unless you're like Elvis Presley or John Lennon from the Beatles. I also believe that we have 3 deaths. The first death is when the day you die, that's your first death. Your second death is about 2 generations after you die. People stop mentioning your name and you get forgotten after 3 generations. And the third death is when your headstone gets so weather worn that people can't read the headstone because the headstone gets worn away. I believe that I'm an ape. I'm an ape and will become extinct one day. I'll die. No one will remember me. And eventually the earth will be destroyed and a lifeless planet or get obliterated by the sun. And that's pretty depressing. Now, why I say Christian, I have no problem with people being Christians, and I do believe that you can be happier as a Christian because you get community, you get hope of a heaven or a paradise on earth. My wife, my beautiful wife Nicole, is a Jehovah's Witness, and I'm happy that she stays a Jehovah's Witness because one day I was talking to her about why the Bible isn't true and everything, and she got really depressed with me, and she goes, "Righty, I'll become an atheist and jump off a cliff." I said, "No, don't do that," and I realised her religion gives her a hope and gives her meaning in life and gives her a future, that there is a God of love that loves her, that's looking out for her. She does have a future where she can see her dead mother. My wife has a bad liver, that one day she's going to have a good liver and she's going to have children and she's going to be healthy and have a pet lion. And if she stops becoming a Jehovah's Witness, she'll be shunned. She'll lose all her family and friends. And at the beginning of this video, I was going to say, if you are a happy Jehovah's Witness, don't watch my video. If you're happy being a Jehovah's Witness, don't watch my video. And if you're a happy Christian, don't watch my videos, because as the Bible says, he who increases knowledge increases pain. When you realise that there is no God, there is no life after death, there is no happy ending, we are going to die and literally cease to exist for eternity. Our planet will be destroyed by Mother Nature, by comets. It is pretty bleak and it is depressing. And as Karl Marx said, religion is the opium of the people. Opium is a painkiller, and religion eases the pain of the meaninglessness of life, because I believe life really does have no meaning. It has no purpose. I believe that humans are an accident of evolution. And I also believe that humans are like a parasite on the planet Earth. We actually are like a parasite. a cancer on the earth, because we are destroying the earth. We destroy other animals, we're putting carbon dioxide in the earth, we're changing the atmosphere, melting the ice caps, and we shouldn't, I also believe we shouldn't be bringing children into the earth to just suffer, you know. So I do believe that Christianity is like a drug, like an opioid that can ease pain, and some people need religion. And as evolved primates, I believe that humans have evolved religion to ease the pain of existence. Yes, religion is a drug that eases the pain of our existence. And a lot of people say that religion's harmful, and that yes, it has some bad side effects, religion, like most drugs have good effects, and also some bad side effects. But what do we fear more? A world with, do we fear fanaticism or do we fear nihilism? And a lot of people do commit suicide because they have no hope for the future. They have no dreams. And when I became I suppose I am a nihilist, and I'm an atheist. When I first became an atheist, it was depressing. Like, oh, I'm not going to see my dead mother again. I'm not going to ever be young again. I'm not going to have that full set of teeth that I thought I was going to get when I was Jehovah's Witness. I'm not going to get to throw my glasses away. My skin will never be young again. And that's quite depressing. There's not a God watching me and looking after me and knows what I'm suffering. The universe doesn't care about me. The universe doesn't know I exist. So religion, I'm not against, and sometimes I'm very tempted to go back to church. I wouldn't go back to the Jehovah's Witness church, the Jehovah's Witness Kingdom Hall, because I could never. I know they're con men, I know it's a cult, but other churches like there's a lot of good Christian churches around that help, and Christians do a wonderful job in society. They're very charitable. There's probably more Christian charitable organisations than there are atheist organisations. Now, there are non-religious charity organisations that do a lot of good, but there's a lot of Christian organisations that do a lot of good. So Christianity, it gives us companionship, it gives us a hope for the future, and is probably just that drug we need. Some people need it. And as I said before, I think it's in the book of Proverbs or Ecclesiastes in the Bible, and the Bible's got some wonderful things in it, and one of the most wonderful things in the Bible, I'm not too sure if it's Ecclesiastes or Proverbs, it says that he who increases knowledge increases pain, because when you realise there is no God, no afterlife, no hope for the earth, it's not going to be here when the sun expands, it is depressing. It is depressing, and you have to really make a purpose for your life, and life is like a roller coaster with its ups and downs, and eventually we all have to get off the roller coaster. And I wish I was still religious in a lot of ways. I still wish I believed in Jesus. I love the character of Jesus. Some of the things Jesus said was beautiful, like happy are the merciful. In America, with Donald Trump, he was in church, and the bishop, this lady bishop, said, I urge you, Mr. President, to, Jesus said, happy are the merciful. Jesus said, happy the merciful, show mercy on these illegal immigrants that aren't all criminals. They are working and they're good people. And the transgender people, have mercy on them. Have mercy on them. And I'm a firm believer that I do believe that people are born homosexual. I do believe that people are born transsexual. It's just the brain, the weird wiring in the brain. We're all born with different brains. And none of us get to choose the country we're born in, the gender. None of us get to choose the nationality. I didn't get to choose to be born in 1961. And we don't get to choose our eye colour, our brain wiring, because some people are born with abnormal brains, you know. So the bishop said to Donald Trump, have mercy, be merciful on transgender people and illegal immigrants, because Jesus would have. Jesus never even shunned Satan. Jesus always talked to Satan, never shunned him, and I'm sure Jesus loved Satan. Well, it's a story. This is this happy story that us humans invent to keep us happy, because evolution has designed religion for us as a coping mechanism. Because without religion, we really don't have hope. It can be depressing, and some of us are lucky enough to be able to survive without religion, but I do miss a lot of the aspects. So I do call myself a Christian atheist. I love Jesus. I think he was great, even though I don't believe in him. I'm not too sure if he's existed, if he was a myth, or if he was historical, but I'm all for people going to church. I'm all for people believing in an afterlife, because it's a beautiful thing to believe in, and I wish I still believed in it. I do, in a lot of ways. And I've invented a little saying lately. I've been saying to a lot of people, guess what the best thing about life is? What's the best thing about life? And they look at me and they don't know. And I usually say the best thing about life is it doesn't go on forever. Because I'm a window cleaner and I get sick of window cleaning, and the thought of doing that forever torments me. So in a way, death is a comfort to me, and I know I'm not going to experience, I know I will experience dying, but I'm not actually going to experience being dead, because to experience being dead, you have to be conscious with a brain, and the dead don't have a brain, because the brain becomes worm buffet, maggot buffet. The maggots don't actually eat your brain, they drink your brain. They suck the body fluids, the brain juices, as it seeps out your skull as you rot away. The maggots drink you, they don't actually eat you. Yeah, so it is depressing to think about that, but thankfully the dead don't get to experience death. Neither do the living experience death, but the living do experience the loss of their loved ones in death, which is very traumatic. And just me thinking about my wife dying causes me so much grief, because my wife Nicole, my beautiful wife Nicole, if you're ever watching this one day, Nicole, when I die, I love you so much, Nicole, and you're my reason for living. My beautiful wife Nicole is the number one reason I'm alive and I haven't killed myself. My beautiful wife Nicole is my reason for living, and my beautiful wife Nicole is my purpose in life. My purpose in life is to look after my darling wife, and if my wife ever died, I don't think I would kill myself, but I would feel like it, because so many times I feel suicidal. And when you become an atheist, nihilistic person like I do, you do get a bit suicidal. And I think the only thing that stopped me, because as an ex-Jehovah's Witness, I have to put up with shunning all the time, and I believe if Jehovah's Witnesses got rid of the shunning and the two-witness rule and the blood doctrine, there'd be an okay religion. Because most Christian religions teach love and kindness, and Jehovah's Witnesses do too. But just that blood doctrine and the shunning and the two-witness rule is very harmful. And if they got rid of that, they would be an okay religion, It's like all the other religions, and as I don't try to convert people to atheism, because I used to when I first became an atheist, and I became an atheist in 2020 is when I became an atheist, and I went to the Pentecostal church in Beaudesert on the 18th of June 2020, and I came out as an atheist. And the minister at the church said to me, "What are you doing here? What are you doing here? If you're an atheist, what are you doing in church?" And I said, "I'm lonely because I'm being shunned by Jehovah's Witnesses. I love the companionship of all these people here. I love your music. I like having lunch with people, and I don't care what they believe, and so I'm a Christian atheist. I'm not against Christianity, and I think the world would be a much unhappier place if there was no Christianity, because I do believe that people need religion. Evolution has designed us to survive better with religion, because as a nihilist atheist, we'll all kill ourselves, because what's the meaning of life if we're all just going to die and become nothing and get forgotten in 3 generations? And as I said, you die 3 times. You die the day you die. It's your first death, the day you die. Second death is about 3 generations after you die. Your name stops getting mentioned, and everybody who knew you dies off. And then the third death is when your gravestone, gets so weather-worn that no one can read it in the cemetery. You get completely forgotten, unless you're Mozart or Beethoven or the Beatles. And so it is depressing. So I do believe that religion is a bad thing, but it is also a good thing. And I think evolution has designed us to cope with the realities of life. The realities of life are too overwhelming, and to numb ourselves, like we use drugs to numb the pain of life, some people use religion to numb the pain of life, and we should never try to convert Christians. Let them be. Don't take away their opium. Don't take away their happiness, because if you take away their happiness, take away the religion, the world might just be a little bit of a worse place. Sometimes we think, yes, we know religion causes division, and it causes wars, and it's caused so much suffering, but religion has also caused a lot of good things in life. Christmas time, families get together, Easter, and I think people need to make life easier. We make believe, and we don't go telling children, "Oh, there's no Santa Claus." No, we tell kids there's a Santa Claus, because a bit of make-believe makes life a bit easier to bear. So I do call myself a Christian atheist. And one day I might even go to church one day and visit, but I don't have a car. And there is a church called the Universalist Unitarian Church, which I've never been to. I don't know if we have them in Australia, but in America, there's a church called the Universalist Unitarian Church. It's a church for atheists and agnostics to go to. Atheists and agnostics, they sing songs, they have community, they comfort each other when they die with funerals, and they welcome apostates from all different religions, ex-Muslims, ex-Mormons, ex-Jehovah's Witnesses, and we should all be atheistic. So they're basically an atheistic church. We don't know what happens at death. None of us really know. I think nothing happens. I think we're just gone, But none of us really know. There could still be life after death. So this church is for agnostic Christians, agnostic Muslims, agnostic Mormons, agnostic Seventh-day Adventists, and agnostic atheists too. Agnostic atheists, because I'm an agnostic atheist. I'm a Christian atheist. And I'm also an agnostic. not only am I a Christian atheist, I'm also a practicing atheist. I just love to sin. I'm a practicing atheist. I just love to sin. And I'm a Christian atheist. I think church is good for people. Christianity is good for people. And the world would be a sadder place without Christianity. But I'm also a practicing atheist. I love to sin. And I like to live life like this is the only one I get. And I'm also an agnostic. I'm also an agnostic. And what's an agnostic? Well, I wouldn't have a clue about what I'm talking about. That's what agnostic is. I don't have a clue about what I'm talking about. Thank you for listening.